Jacob, hey, congratulations for the Marksman.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
I spoken to a lot of people on, the director and some of your co-stars from the Marksman, and they only have good thing to say about you.
I love
So,
it.
so tell us, Jacob, why did you want to do the Marksman?
Well, when I first saw the script, I read through it and I saw that it was a little boy crossing the border trying to get to trying to get away from these assassins, trying to get the money back, trying to kill both of us. So once I saw that, my mother actually crossed the border illegally, and I wanted to tell the story about what happened what happened to like my mother as a child. So as soon as I saw that script, I fell in love with it. I wanted to tell a story with that because it happened to my mother. So I'm like, if this happened to my mother, I want to see the experience that she went through, and the experience was tough, but it was great to see the experience on the big screen.
By speaking with your mother and doing this movie, what were some of the things that you've learned personally that you never knew before?
That I always thought crossing the border was just like walking through it, just walking through it illegally. But as soon as I started making the movie, all of that changed. I saw how tough it was. I saw people trying to catch other people, trying to assassinate them, which was not okay. But I realized that you had to go through so many things just to cross that border, and it was not easy for the people who did.
Do you, because of this, do you sympathize a whole lot more with these people and dreamers?
Yes.
Absolutely. How did you do? How did you handle the audition process for the Marksman?
Well, at first, there was so many auditions I had to do for it. They called me like 3 times to do the audition, and then the fourth time, I met the director, Robert Lawrence, and I saw the not the whole casting crew, but the people who help with the movie. And then it was like, I think five weeks later, I heard that I got the role. And what was crazy about it was that Liam chose me to be Miguel. Liam said that I want him. I know he's new, but I want him to be the role of Miguel. And it was just amazing how he chose me, about how he saw the talent in me. And the audition process was just crazy because we had to do so much more than I ever knew that I had to do.
How nervous were you that you made The Marksman as your feature film debut?
I started crying as soon as I heard that. I was so nervous, but I was also so excited to meet Liam Neeson. At first, I didn't know who he was, but then I saw some of his movies. But yeah, it was just so nerve wracking, but also like so exciting. I didn't know what to feel. I had so many mixed feelings, and I started to cry in the car. I'm like, thank you so much. It was just amazing.
After discovering about Liam Neeson, how did you calm your nerves? I mean, to a lot of people, he's a really big star.
hmm at first, when I saw his movie, I'm like, wow, he's actually really big. But as soon as I met him, he was just the nicest person ever. He shared he shared chocolate with me. He shared like just like family with me. He was like a grandpa. So as soon as I started getting comfortable with him, I'm like, there's no need to be nervous no more. There's no need. I could be comfortable around him, and everyone was just like a family. So I got to be myself in the movie, and I also got to be myself off screen too. So it was like no one judging me on who I was.
Did he give you any good advice? Because adults like to give young children advice, especially towards acting.
Yes, he did give me good advice. He said that what the director knows what he's doing. Sometimes it doesn't feel right. Sometimes the things that the director tells you to act. Sometimes it doesn't feel right. Sometimes it might not feel like you like it, but trust me, it'll feel way better once you're done with it and once you see it in the big screen. I'm like, okay, now that makes more sense. Even though it may feel weird me doing it, it's gonna look good on the big screen.
Obviously, you could be biased that, The Marksman might be, to you, the greatest Liam Neeson film, but you watched a few of his films. Did you have a favorite?
A what?
A favorite film of Liam Neeson?
Oh, it was Taken. Taken. That was the first movie I ever saw of him. It was so awesome because it was an action. And I know he's in a lot of action movies, but that one was like my favorite one. That one was like him chasing his daughter around like the whole city. And it was just cool to see him like run and then him like caring about her so much. It was just awesome to see a lot of action in the movie because I really love action. So that was one of my favorite movies.
Do you have a favorite star that hopefully someday you will act alongside with?
Oh, The Rock. He's like easily my favorite actor. He has a lot of muscle, which I want to have too, and also be an actor. And he's just very funny. He's awesome. And he's also the reason why I started acting, because I want to have a chance to meet him in a movie.
He was the reason, the inspiration for your acting? I mean, you just saw him in the movie and then you say you just want to be like The Rock?
Yes.
So how did you started the process into the acting world? Did you take classes?
Yes, I did take classes. At first I will always pretend. I'll always pretend to get out of things, to get things that I want. And then I was on the freeway with my mom and I heard a radio about actors giving back. And once I heard that, I'm like, Mom, I want to do acting. I've been pretending my whole life and I want to show people what I can do. And I took classes and classes, and that's where it all started. Just me hearing the radio and then going to that camp, and I'm like, all right, this is what I want to do for sure. I'm not going back on it.
What did you started with? Commercials, short films?
I started on a YouTube series show called Stop the Bleeding. That was one of my first projects, and I was crying because that was my first project, and now I'm like crying here because I realize how big it is than just the YouTube series show. So it's like me starting like at level 1 and then me straight away going to level 100. I'm like, wow, this is just crazy. The experience here is just phenomenal.
So on production of The Marksman, what was the best day that you had that was most fun for you?
Oh, the best day was me and Liam Neeson going bowling. We went bowling, and I actually taught him how to bowl because he never knew how to bowl. So we were bowling a lot, and like all of the casting crew were there together. We were eating a lot, and it was just like a very fun experience, getting more comfortable with everyone on the cast.
Wow, I'm amazed. A man who goes on film, so over 60 films, killing people and shooting guns, but he doesn't know how to bowl. That's funny. Let me wrap one thing up with you, Jacob. Here, I know you are just starting your career, and I want to know what is your dream role now?
My dream role is to be in a sci-fi movie. I want to be in a sci-fi movie. That's my dream role, and also just be in more action movies. Cause I want to learn how to fight. I want to, just by doing movies, cause it's so fun. You get to have fun, and you get to learn how to do things at the same time.
You know what? I can tell that you have that maturity. You have that drive. You're going to go very far in this business. Jacob, thank you for speaking with us about the Marksman here. And I want to, hopefully get to talk to you again down the road.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.